Hey you guys, thanks for stopping by. So today I want to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So Porsha Williams got on IG Live telling her side of the story between Kandi and Kenya. Some lies were said, even involving Nene. So that clip is in this video, as well as clips from the reunion show and other clips and pictures. So hope you like it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. Peace.
And the hair was inspired by Dita Von Teese, who is like a extremely successful, well-known burlesque performer, and she always does like those retro hairstyles. I decided to do the retro hair look because I didn't want to do the same thing that we always do, which is your typical gown and curls for the girls and long hair or whatever it may be, because I've already
Hello. Hello, good people. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm just going to take a moment
so that everyone who turned their notifications on can come on in the room and get settled, and there won't be anything left out. First, I want to just say thank you to everybody for clicking on setting your notification. Thank you for joining this live, and also thank you for your love and support over the years. Okay, you guys have been riding with me for quite a minute. I'm not gonna take too long, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take too much of your time today. To be honest with you, I'm quite nervous to have this conversation with you. It's definitely something that I was trying to avoid. I didn't want to talk about, and not because of anything for me, just because there's a bigger picture. There's a bigger issue here that I just didn't want to touch upon or have exposed. But anyway, here we are. And I love you guys. Hello, I see you all in the comments. Thank you. I'm not necessarily going to be reading the comments or answering questions. I'm just going to talk to you and just kind of clear up some things that I felt need to be cleared up. So you guys know, on Housewives of Atlanta, we take part in a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? We have drama, we have ups and downs, we have family, we have relationship with the girls, and then we have other issues and causes that we bring to the show that mean a lot to us. And for me, on Real Housewives of Atlanta, bringing Black Lives Matter to the show has meant a lot to me, in a way that I just felt like our show needed to mirror what was happening in our real life. A lot of people were dealing with the social injustice and seeing our Black people being killed, and I just felt like, well, that should be mirrored on a show that is called a reality show. It should actually show what we're going through. That will be the proper and responsible thing to do. So with that being said, that comes with a certain level of responsibility when you do something like that. And for me, I know y'all have noticed this season, I really don't take a lot of part in the tweeting back and forth with the reads and the Instagram comments back and forth. Listen, it's hard because I'm human, and if someone's saying something about you, then you naturally want to easily respond to it in your phone. But I have really tried to just keep it on the show. That's where I get paid to do it, and I'm gonna do it on the show. Okay, when I leave from filming, I have a whole lot of other life to live. I'm a mommy. I have a family. I have, criminal justice work that I'm doing, and I have a whole career, other jobs, etc. Y'all know this, right? So why do I want to continue that type of negativity or drama or whatever? That's just my personal choice. I know that you guys love that a lot of the ladies tweet and, get at each other and read each other. I enjoy it too, okay? Have in the past. It's just been, for me, this year, it just did not align with me needing to use my energy for other things. So I didn't take part in it. With that being said, there were still a lot of things that were being talked about that I felt I should have commented on, but I was like, I'm not going to comment on it. I'm not going to say anything, okay? In particular, I'm talking about an article that I saw this morning that really, really, it really upset me. It really did. And it was disheartening to read. There's an article there's an article that was done on all of the Bravo celebrities and kind of, opening that veil on Bravo. And they spoke with some of the cast members, and they spoke with some of the Bravo execs. And they, basically were talking about, things that you all don't know yet, right? So one of the conversations that was had into it, y'all know I talk a lot, talking about just get to it. Y'all know I like to talk, okay? And I need you to really understand what I'm saying. So this isn't a reedy conversation today. This isn't a rushed conversation, but I will get to the point. So anyway, in the article, Kandi and Kenya, I believe Kenya was the person who brought up in the article my involvement with Black Lives Matter. Okay. The article is vulture.com. Anyway, in the article, I'm sure you guys have seen online where Kenya, she's been questioning my activism. She's been having some things to say. Her opinion, okay? All her opinion. It is what it is. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to please everyone. Everybody doesn't know your heart. I've never had a sit-down conversation with her about why my efforts are what they are in concerning criminal justice and Black Lives Matter. So however she feels, it's cool with me. Honestly, it really is cool with me. The reason I'm bringing this up is because there are some things that are in this article that are said to be facts, and they are not facts. These same things have been repeated on Speak On It on Kandi's show. These same things have been repeated by Kenya on various outlets, where they say there is a scene that was deleted, edited out, or not aired on Bravo because I asked for it to be taken out. Right? Now, we know that a lot of housewives, they have power over the years, and they may be able to go and ask the heads to take something out, right? It is what it is. I have worked very hard to get to where I am in life. I've worked very hard on this show, and if I've gotten to a place where I can call the execs up and get something taken out, so be it, right? However, in this particular situation, the way that Kenya is putting it out there that I asked the Bravo execs to not play a scene of Kandi and I having an argument, having a fight, me dogging Kandi about her efforts is concerning Black Lives Matter is simply not true. What happened was, we're going to take it from the beginning. Nene, who was on our show, at that last season, Nene was on the show. Y'all know who the cast is. Anyway, Nene was doing an article, and she sent some private text messages to a particular blogger, and the blogger put out the text messages, and they were received out of context. The text messages, the way the blogger put it out there, was that that Kandi went behind the cast back and went to Bravo to try to get some programming done without telling us, which blindsided us and which should make Kandi look bad. So Kandi got upset with that, and Kandi decided to confront me about it on Housewives. So the whole season has happened. The beginning of the season happened, and I had not seen any of the cast. This was my first scene with the cast, which was Todd's birthday. I walked into Todd's birthday, and I was told Kandi wanted to question me about something. And I said, okay, that's fine. I haven't done anything. Happy to answer any of her questions. As soon as I walked into the party, Kandi wanted to ask me about these texts. There are some texts out there that, you're talking about what I was trying to get done for Black Lives Matter, etc. We were having a decent conversation. It was nothing to be upset about. And I thought, okay, this is fine because I have the text messages to prove that I never dogged you out. I've been fully supportive of you, Kandi, in Black Lives Matter. And whatever you're doing for our people, I love it. I'm right here for you. So anyway, the scene continues. Kenya comes over. It turns into an argument. So at that moment, I decide, you know what? This isn't a good look. We as Black women should not be arguing on this show about Black Lives Matter. That is not what we need to do. I know we have done things in the past that other Black women have said, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. But to me, I register that as real life. If you have real life drama with a woman, you have real life drama. However, when it came to Black Lives Matter, I have a certain responsibility. All of us Black women on this show who are wanting to use our platform for these families who don't have the voice that we have. I have the opportunity. I'm not pressured to talk about Black Lives Matter on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I feel the responsibility, and it's an opportunity for me to speak for these families. It is something that is very connected to my spirit, and it is the way I show love to my people to speak up for them. So I am blessed to have this platform to speak about it. And so is Kandi and anyone else who wants to do so. So I did not want us to be on Real Housewives, even if it was just a misunderstanding, because clearly I have the text. Even if it could have been cleared up, I just didn't like the way it was going to come off. Because you know, I don't have power over editing. Nobody does. So at the end of the day, if they decide to chop it up, or maybe it just didn't show right, and I didn't want the narrative to be out there that black women on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, instead of being responsible, doing something for the community and being effective, instead we're on there arguing about what Kandi did or what Porsha didn't do or what Nene didn't do. Okay? So I went to Bravo. They decided, after I explained everything to them, that they've agreed, you know what? I don't think that will be a good look. That is not the purpose we want in showing the black experience and what you guys are going through with Black Lives Matter. So they decided that they did not want to air that, period. And it was done. After that scene, I text Kandi and I said, I asked her, we had a conversation on the phone and then we text, right? And the whole point of me reaching out to her or her reaching out to me was so we could clear it up, right? Because what I didn't want was another person of such influence like Kandi, right? To think that I would dare not respect what she's doing for black people, that I was trying to hinder it, that I'm jealous of it, that I wanted to be bigger than it. I wanted her to understand that we're sisters in this. We're more powerful together, Kandi. And that is why we had a conversation through text. In this conversation, she showed me what happened with Nene, the blogger, etc. She explained to me why she was upset, which I respected. And I was like, okay, I get it. I get why you're upset. I said, but this is the perfect opportunity for me to explain to you what actually happened. Because I don't want you to think that anything messy was going on with your name at all. So this is me clearing it up with Kandi. So she went on to tell me what the texts were, that she was upset. It pissed her off. She said she was pissed off, honestly, because she didn't think that her reaching out to the network without telling us was, going to upset us. And I was there to let her know that it wasn't about you upsetting us. It was about the fact that we just simply wanted to do it as a collective. Because at that moment, we had not talked to anyone from the network whatsoever, and the world is going haywire, and we wanted our company to represent black folks, period. That's what it was. So I explained to her what the text was. I repeated that, listen, I understand that you already sent in a request. I don't want to go behind you, because if I go behind you or any of us girls go and ask the same thing, now you got confusion. And anytime you're in a movement, everybody has to be speaking the same thing. And so once she told me that she had already reached out, we felt like, okay, fine, let's leave it alone. So then I told Nene, Marlo, and Tanya, I said, let's pivot. Since Kandi has already talked to the executives, let's just deal with getting money. Let's have them do a donation. That's it. Let's just have them do a donation. Because we didn't want to undercut. We didn't want to send the same ask whatsoever. Someone said, I'm lost. What's this about? I guess you just joined. Anyway, this is about well, you can go back and look at the live later. But anyway, I sent her the text. So we're going to look at these texts. The reason why I am going through this, and this is the last time I will talk about it, the only time I will talk about it, is because now it's in an article, Food Vulture, that Bravo participated in, that Kandi and all the housewives and everybody, it's a big article, right? So it carries some weight. And it's said to be credible. And I want to make sure that the credibility is upheld. So I'm speaking and defending myself, which I should have the right to do. So anyway, these are the texts that I sent her that I talked about with Kandi. So I said to her, I was talking to Nene, and I said, I was talking to Nene, and I said, so because all of that, this is me saying that Kandi emailed, I wish we would have known what happened. I'm going to put all of these texts into my story after this live, so don't worry. I said, so because of that, which was because Kandi had already spoke to them, it is what it is. We're not upset about it because she did. Let's pivot so we can still be effective. I said, so because of that, I don't think it's going to go anywhere besides asking for a donation. Nene said, right. So then I said to her, I said, now there is no way to come to Bravo as a group. Everyone might as well send their own email. I said anything program related would have been, anything program related, we would want True to produce, which is our production company, and pitch to Bravo because we are Bravo talent. So you will go through True in order to pitch any programming to the network. So then I said, so for me really, when we talk to the executives tomorrow, I said, I really think we should focus on asking for a donation ask. I said, as for the rest of the ladies, they can express what they want in their own. So we as a group, since Kandi, on her own right, she had the right to, went ahead and talked to them on her own. We as a group, the only way we're going to really be effective at this point is if we simply ask for a donation. So then I told her, I just kind of summarized what that text was with Nene. And I said to her, I'm not going to let the show make a mockery of BLM. I said, we have been doing great things and cannot let this overshadow our efforts. This is what I said to Kandi. She said to me, I didn't think it was about BLM. She said, I'm definitely not trying to make a mockery. She said, but I didn't think that's what was happening. So that's an opportunity for me to explain to her, Kandi, that no, this is a mockery. If we as black women are sitting on Bravo arguing about Black Lives Matter, you're absolutely making a mockery of us using our platform. And that's a bad thing. And it's a terrible look. And it's not progressive. It's counterproductive. So then I sent her another text. I sent her that text that I just read you guys. And I sent another text. Okay, after I said that, Nene said I feel the same. So then this is the part where so-called I was dogging her. Kenya keeps going on all these outlets. Now she's on Vulture saying that I want to look better. I want to be ahead of the movement. She said on Kandi Speak On It that I am trying to come at Kandi and all that I dogged Kandi out. I was talking crap about Kandi. This is what I said. Nene said, I feel the same. I said, sad though. Damn, could have even great together. Of course, I meant could have been even great together. Nene said, very sad. After she said very sad, I said, but if any of you ladies want my individual support or on something, let me know. Nene said, OKP. Nene never dog walked Kandi. I never spoke bad about Kandi. All we were saying, and I'll sum it all up, is that there was a misunderstanding between Kandi and I about a blogger who took something out of context. Kandi had gone on to the Bravo and spoke to them. Nene and I felt like, well, that's sad. We could have gone to Bravo together, but since this is where we are, let's pivot and just simply ask for a donation. Kandi's, what she wants are equitable opportunities for people. I'm more on the criminal justice side. So she wanted programming. She wanted to help get a seat at the table. And all of that is great. And to show you that I felt it was great, when she did her first show, I was on the show with her. You guys remember me on the panel for Black Lives Matter for Bravo. That was Kandi's show that I participated in. I have always supported her and will always support another black woman in the movement in anything she's trying to do, whether it's on the business side, in the front line, or to policy. Either way, I'm going to support it. And I am held to a certain standard because of my position on Housewives, and I'm held to a certain responsibility to Black Lives Matter to be responsible. Do y'all remember when I, back in the day, said something crazy about, the Underground Railroad? That was irresponsible. That wasn't the way to use my platform. That was ignorant. And I decided over the years I was going to be better, period. And if I'm going to be better and I'm going to be effective, then I need to take responsibility for how I look, what I portray, how all of us Black women on Housewives portray ourselves in this moment. Because it's very important. You can't be asking white folks to change something. You can't be asking white folks to help you make something better, give you a seat at the table, and you acting an ass. So therefore, I did not want that to be on the show. Whether it was true or not, whether it was a misunderstanding or not, whether I was right or wrong, which I happen to have been right, I did not want it on there. But Kenya Moore continues to go on every platform out, and the Bravo is telling her, do not talk about this. And she's using it to say, Porsha's trying to silence me from talking about a scene she had deleted. No, I didn't have a scene deleted for Porsha. Because what you don't understand, sweetheart, is that the movement is not about me as an individual at all. And that means, and you would understand that if you could sacrifice something for someone else. Anything I've ever done on, and majority off camera, is a sacrifice for someone else. If I care so much about who I was, my platform, my jobs, my businesses, then I would not be speaking out about something that white folks don't like. And that's not the case. I speak from my heart. I deal in my heart because it's in my blood. It's in my legacy. And I am only speaking on this now because there is an article out that is very disheartening to me. It is a pure lie, and I have to clear it up. If I want to continue to talk about things that mean something to me, I must clear things like this up. It is my responsibility. Because when I speak to you guys about anything Black Lives Matter, anything criminal justice, anything, I want you to know that I'm speaking of a place that I am informed and that I care and that I'm well connected and I am sincere. And I don't have to prove that to anybody. I didn't have to do this live. Many people told me don't do this live. They said, you know what? You don't got to talk to that. That's a very small part of an article. They talk about you great in the article. They say you're the fan favorite in the article. If that was the case, if I cared about that, I wouldn't be speaking now. Because the article speaks lovely of me. It speaks highly of Porsha as a talent on the show. But the reason I'm putting myself out there right now is because this is connected to Black Lives Matter and the Black woman on this show. I want me and Kandi, and if Kenya could get her mind right in the future, to be able to do something. Mainly Kandi. I respect her. I hate that this has been put out there. I hate that she didn't clear this up the way I'm clearing it up, because that would have also been helpful to this situation. If when Kenya was saying these things, you will also show that it was not anybody dogging you out. It wasn't negative. It was nothing like that. So again, my position is that I just want to be effective. I'm blessed to have this platform. I'm blessed that you people are on here right now listening to me. I am blessed to be able to put a voice for people who don't have a voice. I have access. I am able to have influence. If I were to use that just to talk about me, I wouldn't be talking about this. So please understand that if I'm quiet on little things here and there, reading this and that, anytime I speak on these girls, trust me, it's on a show that I'm paid to be on. If Dish asks me about them, I'm going to talk about it because I'm paid to be talking about it. If a chat room asks me, I'm paid to be talking about it. I don't do these little free interviews talking about these girls. But I'm doing this live absolutely free because this cause means something to me. Making sure it's understood that I would never tear down Kandi for what she's doing or what she's done means something to me. So to be clear, I'm sure you all got it. You can go back over the live. I won't keep repeating it. You guys weren't very friendly to me. You're like rushing me, but I just had to get this out so that because I'm not going to talk about it anymore. So for once and for all, it's out there, right? But now I want to talk about one more thing before I go. Since I do have almost 30,000 people in here, let me talk about what really matters to me. Let me take the focus away from what Kenya is trying to spew out there as negative on every single platform, and how Kandi, who is also, she's clearing it up. She's making sure it's known that she and I talked about it. But things like this, we got to make all the way clear. All the way clear. If you went and talked to the execs to get stuff done, get, programming that you're executive producer over, great. But as a cast of black women on Bravo Network, we needed to figure out how to come together. And Nene called me and said, since you're friends with the other girls, see if you can get them together and we can make something happen. That's why there were two different chats, because Kenya and Nene weren't talking. But Nene said, I want to get everybody together. And we actually all got on a phone call and got something done as a collective, using our power and not just sitting on here, doing that. We were doing something that meant something. So I don't want no negative narrative out there about myself or Kandi. And can you believe it or not? You're black, honey. And anything that I'm doing, anything I'm speaking on, it could benefit you too. So you should try to be better. But I'm not going to address her anymore. Anyway, I'm going to round this out by letting you guys know, yes, I'm still active without the camera. It is what it is. I don't need no praises. It is what it is. We got to keep on moving. This is a movement. It is not for a moment. So we still got to keep on fighting. We still dying in the street. Daily. It's not over because you don't turn on CNN and you don't see thousands of people out in the street in different countries and something you can go be a part of. It's still happening. We still need to be active. We still need to be trying to find out what is that thing to stop us from being killed in the street. And for me, I wanted to turn our protests into policy. So I spoke with Ben and Jerry. I'm sure you guys know Ben and Jerry. They have the ice cream company. I know you guys enjoy it. And I spoke with them about how can I be effective? What are you guys working on? Because they have been very strategic in movement and things within the movement to get policies changed. And the main thing they're talking about right now is ending qualified immunity. Qualified immunity needs to be ended because that is what protects officers. When they go kill us in the street, when they harm us, when they assault us, when they abuse us, as they continue to hunt us down, these families of these victims don't have their day in court because of qualified immunity. That's an actual law out there that protects these officers. So you wonder why these families have to be crying on CNN and MSNBC and trying to do reports and on all of this. Because guess what? If I went out and harmed someone, I would be arrested immediately. I wouldn't have the option to resign. I'd be arrested immediately. And I would be charged. I would be indicted. The family would be able to sit in court and be able to get justice for their lost one. But because of qualified immunity, these officers are protected. They are actually in a bubble. So when you talk about protest, it's great for us to lift our voices and let them know that we're woke. But when it comes to policy and getting something changed law-wise that is written, we're talking about qualified immunity. And we need to get that taken out. We talk about the system. We want to imagine, we want to imagine a system that is defunded, etc. This is one of the pieces to the puzzle. New York has already ended qualified immunity. New Mexico has already ended qualified immunity. There's a couple other states that have ended it already. This can happen, guys. We can do this. You remember how helpless we felt during the pandemic, watching our dear brother George Floyd, God rest his soul, being killed? You know how helpless you felt when you saw Jacob being shot in the back? Or when you heard about Breonna Taylor and we had to be arrested time and time again. We had to march in the street. You didn't feel like anything was being done. You wanted to be active. You wanted to say, I don't want to be helpless. This is the time to get active. And I'm telling you, a big piece of the puzzle is qualified immunity. It has to end so that these cops can be arrested and indicted. It will force the DA to do their job. You talk about who can we get to be the DA? Well, what can they do if the officer is protected by qualified immunity? So what that means, New York, when they did have qualified immunity, the officer, you forget it. Forget it. The family can hire an attorney. They can set everything up. They can even try to, press charges criminally. Nothing would happen. And you wonder why all of these you wonder why all these families are getting civil money. $27,000, $27 million, $12 million, etc. Only civil. That's part of justice. That's not whole justice. Whole justice is to have these cops be charged criminally. And what's stopping that for a lot of these states and halting these families' justice is qualified immunity. All right? I want you to look it up. And Ben and Jerry have actually put together a coalition called the Campaign to End Qualified Immunity. And that coalition is made up of athletes, actors, influencers, doctors, business professionals, etc. And they all have come together. Tom Brady has signed to get rid of qualified immunity. All of these people as a collective are fighting to get qualified immunity ended. Now, I spoke about a lot of powerful people, but you 19,000 people that are left, because the other ones are gone, because I'm no longer talking about housewife tea. You all that are left, you can make this happen. You can be just as powerful as anybody else. You have just as much influence as me sitting at home right now. And my 6 point however many followers. You have just as much influence. Let's get active. Let's get informed. Let's be effective. Let's move protest to policy. Now the website so that all of you guys can get more information is campaigntoendqualifiedimmunity.org. campaigntoendqualifiedimmunity.org. Ben and Jerry has done all the work for you guys. Them and their coalition to Campaign to End Qualified Immunity has done all the work. Everything you need to know how to put one foot in front of the other and get started is on that website. campaigntoendqualifiedimmunity.org. If you're on this live and you came to get the RHOAT, if you came on and got a read from me or whatever, that's good. But make that extra step and go on. Thank you, sister. Hold on, let me tap. How do you... Go on Campaign to End Qualified Immunity and find out what you need to find out, okay? It doesn't matter who you are, okay? If you stand with Black Lives Matter and you care about these families and these people who are being shot down in the street, we just heard about I can't even speak on what I saw today. I won't name what I saw today because I won't be able to finish. But get active, people. Go on to Campaign to End Qualified Immunity and let's hold these people accountable who are in office. Okay? Let's just get it done. Let's get it done for Breonna Taylor. Let's get it done for everybody. Let's get it done for that young... I can't even say it. I posted in my story for this young man who was shot that I just saw the video today. But anyhow, I'm going to close this live. I love you guys and I appreciate you. And we're in this together. I hope that you guys got love from this conversation today and understanding, and the fact that this live was nothing but a way for me to fact check and clear things up so that we can move forward together. I'm hopeful to be working with Kandi. Love what she's doing for Black Lives Matter in the corporate world. It's amazing. This ain't about reading nobody. This ain't no show shit. If it was some show shit, it'd have been on the show. And I would have supported it being on the show, but it's not. This is a bigger purpose. It ain't about me whatsoever, okay? It ain't about you either. It's about that young black person who could be pulled over and their life in danger. And that's what it's about. I love you guys. Go on to campaign-to-end-qualified-immunity.org and let's get active. Love you. You guys have a great, great weekend.
Stay tuned for the text messages coming up.